What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to 52 Topics with Frank Fiordilino for our Monday night live stream. Every Monday night, this is where you're going to find us, right here at 52 Topics with Frank Fiordilino. We're going to have a guest come on around 7:30. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see who's in the chat. We have Templar 13. We have the great Roro G. We have the great Cindy Birch. We have Drum Capella. We have Aunt C. I'm sure more people will come funneling on in. Yes, we will have a guest. Frank, what's going on? Say hello to the people.
Hold on, who we got? We got Anthony, we got Matt, we got Pedge, Jojo, Carlos. What's up? You like my shirt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Show it off. What does it say?
It says, shut up, honky.
Shut up, honky. What's going on?
That's the second president of the United States.
Jeff
shirt. Shout out to Jeff. He's in the audience.
Later on, around 7:30, we're going to have Big Joe from Greenpoint. I'm going to drop a link right now from an interview he did on the channel Soft White Underbelly. He's been a fan of our channel. And hit me up a little bit. Said he just to come on, talk about a little bit about his life, a little bit of his wrestling career. You know, he sent me these cool photos, actually, which we'll get to, too, for any wrestling people out there. But other than that, what do we got? We got Corruption Connection. We got Carlos, Al Torres, Cindy Birch. We got a lot of stuff going on. What's going on in how are you? You doing well?
Who, me? Yeah, no, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to say hi to everybody before we get our guest. Talk about last week's show.
Yep.
The one 1985 Sicily. You guys liked it? Let me know. Was hoping it'd be Pastor James, Dr. Vinny Boombat says. No, unfortunately, we can't get him any. I don't know where he's at. But hi, hey David, what's going on, buddy?
I was hoping it would be Pastor James. You mean Pastor Bradley?
Yeah, well, Pastor Bradley, that's the one, the Scottish guy.
Is that what he means? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he meant Dr. James. He just said Pastor James.
Pastor James Bradley. No, that's not, no. Different.
Wallachaya.
Very different people. Very
definitely.
Different.
Hey, what's up, Scott? We forget anybody here?
Jonathan Weber.
How you doing, John? Hey, Bo.
He said, I'm here for the ceremony.
Do you have any dancing Sammys around?
Oh, we got some dancing Sammys. We always got to hit you with a little bit of...
Where's Latrell?
Dance floor.
Where's Latrell?
Stop the baloney, huh? Who the hell knew you either?
And then stop the baloney. Who the fuck in the mob says stop the baloney? What kind of statement is that?
Oh, now you want to act like a clown? What do you mean? Or stop the baloney?
I'm gonna act like a clown. Stop the fucking baloney. No, I heard it from people who graduated from Harvard. Stop the baloney. I never heard that on the street. No,
I graduated from Harvard.
Michael.
Yeah, where the fuck you graduated? I don't know.
We also got some news this week on the Genovese family. Some really big news broke, Frank.
Yep.
I'll let you guys hear it.
The Genovese are the New York Knicks of that's Madison Square Garden. That's where the big dogs play. They're the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. They're the Lakers. They're the marquee. They're the top name on the marquee.
Interesting. Big news breaking out there. What's going on with everyone else?
That fucking guy's unbelievable. That Bernstein, whatever the fuck his name is. The worst. But by the way, what a fucking analogy. The Genovese family and the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks haven't won a fucking championship since my family immigrated here for fucking Sicily. That's 1972. At least say the Celtics. I mean, but those analogies suck. I can't stand them no more. He's awful.
Yeah. Well, we're just having fun. You know, to be honest, I mean, I'd rather be somewhere else.
If I had that money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now, sitting back, having someone put grapes in my mouth. And we know who that would be.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so how did you guys, what did you guys think of the Sicily episode? 1985. Let's get into it. That's the one we just dropped the other day. Frank, what is your commentary on last week's episode?
It was what it. Yeah, if I gotta stop saying that, it is what it is. I feel like that jerk off trio. But no, I mean, yeah, it took me back to time. It was the first time I ever went to Sicily. After hearing what it was like for my family, it was beautiful, but also silent but deadly. In a way, you know what I mean. A lot was going on at the time. And not only we forgot to talk about not only on the Sicilian home front or the mafia home front, Cosa Nostra, but a lot was going on with what turned out later on in this country with the terrorists, the 9/11 stuff, the Abu Nadal, there was 2 terrorist attacks at the time at the airport. We missed it by I think a couple of months, me and my mom, where they just went into the Rome airport and shot up everything. They were starting to make those statements. The Lockerbie came a little bit after.
Yeah, the Lockerbie bomber. Yeah.
Right. Gaddafi was still starting his bullshit. Hope he's burning in hell. And there was a lot going on. It was a hotbed. It was at the 70s, but it was a hotbed. It was bad.
Yeah. Attilio Mazenga says they liked it. Jojo Christmas, Jamie Underwood, Vinny Boom Bots with the jokes. Good job, buddy.
Oh, my dog knows about side, but yeah, Bo, yeah.
Maureen, what's going on?
Maureen, what's up? I haven't seen Maureen in a while. How you doing, babe? How are you? She's still celebrating, probably hungover still from that Philadelphia Eagle win.
Yeah. We got a good one coming out next. I don't want to talk too much about it here, but we do have a good one coming out next.
Reminded you, Mo, of what we have next, probably, right? You were.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I read your fucking brain.
Yeah, that's funny.
Ain't about Mo.
It's not about Mo. No.
Next friend.
Who do you think took part in the Galante hit?
Who do I think?
Yeah, Gaslight Studios.
Look, I don't think nobody knows except the people that were there. That was my thing. You know what I mean? Do I believe when the cops say they had at the time that they found a print on the car belonging to a certain person? That's not concrete evidence. A lot of, I mean, did they bring him to that he kissed Della Croce after that was done? He probably kisses Della Croce every day at that time of day. Who knows what he was, that case was pieced together, but nobody ever came out with the real whatever happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. And even though Messino flips, he didn't know either. He was an acting captain at the time. You think he went years later and said, well, how did it go down? I doubt it. Right. That's a big red flag, especially with guys that really weren't into you like that. Him talking to Vinny Gorgeous is one thing about a murder. Him talking to the Zips about a murder that happened 20 years before is definitely a red flag.
Albanian Ute says, Frank, you ever meet any of those DMI guys in jail? If so, what were they like?
DMI, what's that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. If you could explain, I'll definitely answer the question for you.
Pasta Patate, what's going on, buddy? That's a good one, Padge. I got to get that clip of the guy talking. I'll tell you everything. Come back.
You got it still?
No, I gotta have to I can share.
Mine Pages, an old friend of mine, ex-friend of mine, anyway, whatever. I never did anything with him. I don't know where we stand, but his dad. I think that means AB, like Aryan Brotherhood guy. Yeah, of course. You could check out one of my episodes. Time I did with one of the most fierce ones. He flipped. I get it, but he was a very dangerous person, and you still could put him in any low and medium. If, the penitentiaries are a little difficult. They'll shank your ass. They don't care how big and who you are. But I think he'll be okay. They're talking about corn-fed.
Yeah. Scott Frazier, who were really the 2 shooters to kill Albert? I guess you mean Albert Anastasia. I don't. They say it was Gambino guys. They say it was Persico. I mean, I don't know.
different family. But who were the two children to kill Albert? Oh, I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time with the Galante one, but we'll leave it to Bernstein, the expert. He was there. Yeah, somebody talking to him. You know, they couldn't charge one of the bodyguards with that murder. They charged him 2 ones that happened after he came out of jail in the Pizza Connection case, but they couldn't charge him with that one. You know why? Nobody's seen him do anything. But yet they know who the shooter was.
Yeah. Oh, I remember ABI, Albanian. I remember that.
Oh, Albanian Boys Incorporated. I don't remember them. Maybe after I went to jail, whatever. But I who's that kid who was around Frankie Loke, the Albanian kid? I met him. He's a really nice guy. He looks like he works at a computer room. I found out he used to drive Frankie Loke around. What the fuck is his name? From the Bronx.
Oh, is that the one that they call Lenny?
No. He had like a three letter name. Taz, Faz, whatever it was. He was a really nice guy. Anybody could help me out there who I'm talking about.
Dominic Calandra. You know what? What's going on? Salute. Hey, my uncle's in the house. What's going on? That's my Uncle Rob.
Oh, how you doing? That's Rob. Hey, Rob.
Oh, my real uncle. Yeah, my real uncle. Chris Archula, what's going on?
What's up, Chris? I seen you before in another chat, an entertaining one at that. Shout out to Eric Floss. He has some entertaining stuff going on.
Yeah. Gaslight Studios review to Read the Pizza Connection by Shannon Alexander. It's basically a trial transcript of the case itself. You read that one?
Oh, I haven't. I just go by what was on the streets. There was never like they got a thumbprint, not a thumbprint. They got a fingerprint also apparently of Tony Giordano, my cousin Santo Giordano, on the wheel.
Yeah.
That kind of makes more sense because he dealt in cars. He was a car mechanic, and the car was stolen. So that makes more sense than he. Well, no, he dies in '84. He probably would have got indicted, but I don't know. It just seems it's a weird case. Maybe I should read it. Maybe I'm missing something these guys know, and I don't know. But
so Zach, there's a Giordano fingerprint on the wheel, is what you're saying. Yeah.
That was the Giordano's print, and the one they found in Endocado apparently was in the inside of a door handle. How you know he was the one who stole the car? They have him killing people now. They have the other guy, the fat guy, the 400-pound guy.
Oh, Dominic Chinchera, yeah.
He was shooting people.
That to me, that sounds crazy. That's the crazy part. Yeah.
There's a good 50. If you go to that backyard and you go to the street you're running, there's a good and you gotta like shift because there's tables and shit. You're running with a rifle. There's a good 60 feet. That motherfucker couldn't run fucking 6 feet.
Yeah. No, it never made sense to me. St. John's is looking like a Final Four team this year. Is that true? Best team since 1999 with Ron Artest.
And for you bettors, they haven't lost. The 4 games they lost, the most they lost by was 3 points twice. They lost on a buzzer beater twice. So they stay in the game. So if you get a high point spread, check it out. Go for it.
And then he says, by the way, is Patino a connected guy? I think he's with the Genovese.
The Genovese are the New York Knicks of that's Madison Square Garden. That's where the big dogs play. They're the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think he's with the Genovese, Rick Patino. Yeah. Gaslight Studios. Francesco, do you ever see the Roman ruins around Castellamare, like Segesta, or any of the ancient ruins? I think you brought that up, didn't you?
I did. I thought I did. Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, it was, you have all these freaking like relatives of yours that are into like historical stuff, and the next thing you know, they have you go into these places. I even went to Trabant, and that big ass freaking mountain over there, Adishire, that town. It's my ears popped just going over there. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Well, Uncle Rob
that's probably where they hit a couple of my relatives at one time or another.
Scott Frazier wants to know, do you know if Messina was still married while on witness protection or just lived the rest of his life on his own?
Okay, so I think that would be a good question for Nadu. And why I say shout out to Nadu is because he talked to somebody that's close. And this is apparently to him, to Nadu. Apparently, the family still talked to him. I don't know if the wife did, but some of the family did.
Okay.
And so who knows? A lot of people do that sometimes. Unfortunately, my family don't. They like they don't want that heat. They don't want that smoke. So they stop talking to a person that put him in that situation.
Okay. St. John's were welcome at MSG this season for the first time in decades. Is this true?
Well, I didn't know why. I didn't know why was that? Was it because they're better? Because they were horrible for a
Ankle
while.
Prod said, "What's up, Brett and Frank? Great show. Thank you, buddy." Zev. Okay. Tony LaCastro's partner was Zev.
Yeah, Zev. I met Zev. Zev looked like he works at a computer room somewhere. And then I go upstairs. And then again, look at Jackie DeWorst. What are you talking about? That kid's a fucking killer. He'll break somebody. I'm like, oh, really? Nice guy. Close talker. One of those guys. Hey, how you doing? And he introduced himself, but really a nice guy.
Interesting.
I didn't meet a lot of in population. People kind of like, if they're assholes, they kind of keep it within themselves until you go to these places when they're all lower minimums. They tend to act like assholes.
Stevie B, remember the Nets playing Nassau County? What was that? The Island Garden? They called it out there.
That's when they were in the ABA.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what he's talking about. I wasn't around to watch that, but I remember I had a friend who played in some league who played there, and then I found out that the Nets, I think, used to play there. The island. It was called the Island Garden.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me down to this. I think that Dr. J played for them as well.
What school did you go in Whitestone? I went to elementary school in Whitestone, PS 79. Corruption connection. A lot of Sicilian mobsters fled to Tunisia and Northern Africa during World War II. Did you know any wise guys that had Tunisian wives or mothers?
I know a lot of, not wise guys, but I know a lot of Sicilians that moved to Tunisia, and for the wrong reasons, actually, after World War II. They were very supportive of the fascist government that was going on, so they kind of moved there. And then there was ones that went there to buy land very cheap when it was part of Italy's. How you call that? Italy owned Tunisia at one time, and then they lost everything after they kicked them all out. Colonialism. There you go. That's the term for the English, anyway. But no, I didn't know no wise guys with Tunisian pedigree.
Ankle Prod says 79 great stickball court. Yeah, great stickball court. We played stickball there. We played asses up there. We played roller hockey there. Basketball sometimes.
Asses up.
We used to wrestle and beat the shit out of each other in the grass area that used to be, or maybe it's still there. I'm not sure. You used to be able to hop the fence. Carlito's Way, thoughts? I'm a big fan of Carlito's Way, with the exception of the Al Pacino narration, like at the end and at the beginning. And he's like, last call. I guess this is it. I'm fucking dead. Oh my God. Whatever the fuck he's talking about. I think that's so cringe. I can't watch it. I just turned the movie off.
He doesn't play a good Puerto Rican. I'm sorry.
Brett, what's the name of that crew that ran around in Whitestone? It's a crazy bunch of names. They did graffiti. Yeah, you're probably talking about TMR, Pej. I would imagine you're talking about TMR. Yeah, I can skip the narration. Asses up for the loot. Shut up. Yeah.
Oh, booties. We call them booties when you lost.
Yeah, we called it asses up. You just,
Yeah. We call it booties. Man, we played Johnny and the Pony. You ever play that one?
No, we never did.
That was a great game. Like 4 people, they make a chain and you got to break the chain. You got to jump on those guys' backs and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen it before. Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it.
We played The most old school game we would play is like stickball, asses up. We played a lot of street hockey though, like in the street,
With
which
the
was
ball?
awesome. Yeah, we had a tennis ball, or we had the black electric tape, which is what we used in roller hockey when we played.
Yeah, I did it a couple of times. It wasn't real popular down my way.
Yeah.
So
I had a guy, Pete, who ran with them. I just couldn't. That's interesting because the only person that I've ever spoken to, I mean, I've seen a couple of those guys around, but the only one that I've ever spoken to, Pej, to put me in touch, is a guy named Pete, who was with them. Yeah, I won't say his tag, but not that it matters, but whatever. My uncle says Chinese handball. I never heard of that one.
I played Chinese handball, ace, king, queen. Yeah,
said he grew up playing it in East New York.
Maureen goes, "What's asses up?" See, when you lose, you have to like hug the wall, bed down, and guys get to throw a ball at your ass.
Yep.
A small bean ball. Some of these guys could throw.
I'm not sure, Pej. I don't know. If it's a tow truck, then I know who that guy would be too. Believe it or not, that's pretty funny. But I didn't know his real name. I only know his tag. All right, we got we'll give it like 5 or 10 minutes, Frank, and then we got a guest that we'll invite on. I'm still killing myself over laughing at Nick Genovese family. What are you talking about? He's talking about the Knicks and the Lakers, the Genovese.
The Michael Jordan of the mob. He is the guy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Man, I'm gonna throw out my food, man. I just ate a little while ago. Okay. God damn.
Was the 60 minutes interview with Galante ever released on YouTube?
No, but you could catch it on our friends. He's one of my favorites, actually. The one who does the mafia clips.
I just saw the Mob Facts. I just saw the one. I just know of the one clip when he's talking to when he's in Roy Cohn's office.
Yeah, you don't get it in its entirety if that's what you mean.
I don't know. What do you mean? Like a full like an Anthony Gaspipe Casso style Galante?
No, I've never seen anything like that.
I never heard or seen anything like that. I just know that he was in Roy Cohn's office. But I don't know what were they. What are you up to, Carmine?
Sedge, hope everything's okay with your mom. Let me know, man. I hope everything's good. I just seen that. I just caught that. Mom, I know her a long time.
Oh yeah, Pej. Yeah, definitely, man.
Okay. Yeah, I just caught that. I'm sorry, bro.
I hope everything is all right too.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Thank you for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
But yeah, I seen the one where he goes, yeah, I just I go upstate, I plant peppers and tomatoes. And you hear him talk actually for a little bit.
Mob Facts is good. That's Lisa. Isn't Lisa the other one? The Mob Fireside Chat?
Yeah, that's not Lisa. Lisa's
yeah, Mob Fox is something. Mob Facts is something.
I don't even know what it is. I forgot.
Yeah, best wishes, Pej, for sure. Thank you. Galante. Yeah, that's the only thing. He's talking about peppers and tomatoes, but I don't know about a full sit-down interview. Like, Mr. Galante, how are you doing?
No.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, you know? Can you imagine that? Yeah, everything is fine.
He doesn't have an accent. You ever hear him talk? He talks
I know.
Like a WW2 guy. Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, I do the peppers and like that.
Yep.
You know who's funny? That mayor, that Frank Rizzo guy.
That's the Philly guy, right?
Yeah, he ever seen you crumb.
Yeah, you're a crumb bum. You're a crumb bum.
I love it. You don't hear that shit no more.
101 people. Please hit that like. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. We're going to get a guest on in a minute. So we're going to bring Joe on. He emailed me a little while back. He was on you could catch Joe on the YouTube channel. Let me get the link again for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me copy the link. He did an interview that we had seen on, he was on Soft White Underbelly, very popular interview channel. There's the link to that interview right now.
Cool.
And he hit me up and he said that, he really likes the channel, this and that. And he's from Greenpoint, knows some of the guys, also had an interesting career in wrestling as well. He sent me he's got a couple of cool pictures he sent me. I'll bring a couple up right over here. I think this is so this is him and Bam Bam Bigelow, which I thought was pretty cool.
Is that right?
Yeah, and this is him and Volkov, Nikolai Volkov, I think he said it was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right here is Volkov.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so he's from the area. He also worked for a guy that Frank knew. This guy right here, Mike the Butcher.
I've seen him. I didn't know. I know who he is.
He was with Joe. Well, we'll ask.
Him I know.
Yeah. So we'll ask. So, Joe, if you want to come on in with that link I sent you earlier, I'll wait for you to get in, and we will see what's going on. Joey Frakes, what's going on, buddy? What's up? Really heard you were playing with one of the kids that also pitched baseball. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, money boy.
Exactly what he's talking about. That's what you have these kids who were throwing 70 miles per hour in the 8th grade, 9th grade. I had a kid like that, Joe Nicholas. I was talking about him on our Ridgewood episode. You didn't want him thrown at your ass at all. No, fuck no.
So let's get Joe in. Joey from Greenpoint. He's been in Greenpoint for decades, forever.
I'll be right back. Go ahead.
All right. Well, we'll wait for you. We'll wait for Frank to get back. I think we have ourselves a little bit of an intermission, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll wait for Frank to get back.
Bracelet round.
Dance floor.
Bracelet round.
Stop the baloney, huh? Who the hell knew you either?
And then stop the baloney. Who the fuck in the mob says stop the baloney? What kind of statement is that?
Oh, now you want to act like a clown? What do you mean? Or stop the baloney?
I'm gonna act like a clown. Stop the fucking baloney. No, I heard it from people who graduated from Harvard. Stop the baloney. I never heard that on the street. No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our intermission. And here he is, Mr. Joe, Mad Dog Joe Latemba from Greenpoint. What's going on, man? Can you hear us?
Hey, guys. Yes, I can. How you guys doing?
Welcome
Good.
to the
How
show,
you doing,
Joe.
Joey?
Welcome to the show, buddy. How you been?
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here, man. It's a pleasure.
So what's up, man? You're from Greenpoint, huh?
Born and raised, man. Born and raised.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about a few other things. First, I did want to ask you, in case anyone else is wondering too, because I know you were on that Soft White Underbelly, which is a pretty popular channel. What did you submit to that, or how did that guy Mark Lada? What did he found
he got in touch with me. Basically, he came to New York because he's from LA, of course. He came from he came to New York and he was like looking for corrupt cops, everybody like some do corruption, guys that work the streets, something like collectors and stuff like that. And then he called my my last employment, and they told him about me, and then they gave him my number, and that's how he got in touch with me.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. And what was that last employment, by the way?
I was being a bouncer. I've been doing that for over 30 years now.
Wow.
And these days being a bouncer, it's more crazy now, like back in the day where you fight the guy with your fist. Now they pull out a fucking gun, they want to shoot you.
Yeah. So you've been doing that for decades, huh?
Yeah, for 30 years,
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy though, but you figure with the cameras that are out there that you got a little bit form of deterrent. These guys are deterred a little bit. But because I've done that after I bounced, did the door, whatever. I worked the clubs. Even today, I'm saying I've done it. I haven't done it in a while. I would say pre-COVID. And it seems like it deters a lot of people. The cameras do. Is there any truth to that?
It's all bullshit. These guys don't give a shit. They're on camera and stuff like that. They do not care.
Yeah. Now I hear you.
So what kind of clubs did you? I'm just playing your thing right there. That's Soft White Underbelly. I dropped the link in the chat. So what kind of clubs do you work? What was like? I know there was a lot, Queens Boulevard, they always had clubs, all that area there, certain parts of Queens, industrial areas. What was the spots that you worked at?
Basically, it's strip clubs. That's where the money was. Like Naked. I used to work. My first place where I worked there was Naked City. It was on Queens Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, it's funny. It's a Jehovah's Witness center now. That's funny.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't knocking those doors back then. But yeah, I've been to Naked City a lot. An ex-friend of mine, I called him actually, he was always going to be my friend. Hopefully, one day we'll meet upstairs if we go there. But Joe Kane owned. Were you there when he was there?
Yes.
You were. Yeah, Joe was a character, wasn't he?
Oh my God! I mean, we would go outside and he's got, one time these guys, we were just standing there, and this guy comes up to us. He goes, he goes, I give you $50 to come in. So Joe goes, he goes, $50? He goes, I scratched my ass for $50. He goes, how about $200? He goes, how about $200 and a beat? And he goes,
yeah, that was his
he was a character, man.
Yeah. He was definitely a character, and he was, if he liked you, he was really cool. And if he didn't like you, he'll let you know.
No, he was straight out. He was straight.
Yeah.
I mean, me and him connected good, me and him.
Yeah, no, he was good. He was a good guy. Then there was the two brothers that owned the place too. There was partners. They were, I forgot their last. I think Marciano or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait a minute. Was it Ricky?
They owned hair cutting places.
Yeah. Was it Ricky or Robert Marciano?
Something like, it was a while back.
Yeah. Believe me. Yeah.
Actually, me and my friends got into it in there, and it spilled over outside a little bit. And I actually wrestled a gun out of somebody, and I didn't know they had it.
Shit.
Yeah. I picked it up, and after we tossed them. They were outnumbered. There was like 4 or 5 on 2. I got lucky I didn't get shot. But on the way, on the other side, here comes Bobby Glasses and Ralphie on the other side, coming back from Manhattan, because you're going to Manhattan if you're on the Naked City side.
The city side, right.
The other side, they were coming back, and they're honking. They go, that's them fucking, what are they doing over there? So we just ran right into the car. We picked up the car that we came with later on because we gave it to them pretty good. And we shoved ourselves right in the fucking car. Poor Bobby's like, what the fuck you guys doing? This is obviously when Bobby was still a made guy.
Let me tell you something. Our knuckles, we used to have bloody knuckles, man. Bloody knuckles every fucking weekend. It was bloody knuckles, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, for sure. And your neighborhood you grew up, I love that neighborhood. Tell us a little about Williamsburg. People don't understand. It was one of the last Italian neighborhoods in North Brooklyn on that side. Bushwick was gone. That kept it together while the whole crack epidemic was going on. They watched who they rented to, misfits or whatever, and they through all that whole bad time they kept it together. Tell us about Williamsburg.
No, it's Greenpoint.
Greenpoint. We call Williamsburg Greenpoint.
Yeah, I mean, in Greenpoint was more. Now it's all Polish in Greenpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But back the Italians, yeah, it was all Italians, and basically in Greenpoint everybody stuck together.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, and then back in the day too, we left our doors open, our windows open. You could do that. Stay on the stoop late at night, hung out, barbecue, 12 midnight, nobody bothered you. And now if you do that, it's like you can't even do that now.
Nah, times have changed.
Worry about who's coming down the block and this and that. But Greenpoint, I mean, like I said, I've been in the same house for 49 years. And Greenpoint, let me tell you, it's like it's Williamsburg is the same way as Greenpoint. Williamsburg is the same way as Greenpoint. It's like Williamsburg was now. It's all the Italians in Williamsburg, and a lot of preppies. Where I call them, I call them misfits and morons. That's what they really are.
The hipsters.
They're all over the place. And let me tell you something. They got big mouths. They won't fight you, but they got mouths. They talk like, they talk like bitches. Yeah. They talk like bitches. These guys. They like when I worked in the clubs, they will come in, and they would just like mouth off to you. But then when you get up, right away, they're taking their phone out. They're taking a picture of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a
we're
lot of
back
that going on.
like back in the day, you take a guy outside, you fight the guy outside, and then you take him inside for a drink. You buy him a drink.
Yeah, different times,
That's what we used to do. You know, now you can't even do that. Now they'll fucking blow your fucking head off. Now they do. You know.
Yeah.
So who do you remember from that area the most? From growing up there.
Let me see. You're talking about the guy. You're talking about the guys.
Yeah, the guys. You know, the guys.
Joey C. Joey
Yeah.
C from the neighborhood. Joey C was always a good guy. He used to walk back and forth the neighborhood. Robito used to walk around the neighborhood.
Anthony, you know Anthony?
I loved Anthony, man. He was a good guy. He was a crazy.
I don't understand what he's saying, but what the fuck? But he was a sweetheart of a guy. He
mumbled. Don't get him mad. Don't not get him mad.
I've never seen him mad, thank God. But yeah. No, he's somebody you don't want to fucking definitely mess with. But a gentleman, man, just a real good. There was a time, you remember the Grandview Grill?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
They all used to hang. I used to hang out there too, and they all would hang out there. It was Sally Brosh.
Those were the days.
Nicky Santora.
Well, I was just gonna bring him up. Nicky, yes, I hung out with Nicky. Nicky we used to hang out. You know, if you remember the hot dog guy on the corner right on Meeker Avenue, there was a hot dog guy there, Jimmy Dogs. You remember Jimmy Dogs?
Vaguely.
He had the best hot dogs in Williamsburg because he used to make everything himself homemade.
Yeah.
He put his kids through college selling hot dogs.
I remember the coffee shop on Graham, the Neapolitan guy had. He had all these plants in the backyard. He had the cafe right there.
Is that what was that?
I don't know if he's still there. He was a cool guy.
He was on Graham Avenue?
He was on Graham, yeah. Right off when you go off of Metropolitan, you make a right towards Mika. It's about maybe 4 blocks, and it's on the other side. He had a small coffee shop. We used to hang out. We used to go meet a couple people there.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. He was on, like, if you're making he's on the left side?
Yes, when you make a right, he's on the left.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Yeah, he was cool. And we met a couple of people down there. It's coming back to me. I think Joe might have met us there once or twice. I was good friends with his brother-in-law, Joe Grimaldi. So,
okay.
But yeah, I always loved that neighborhood. Creashy's.
Oh my God!
Was there at one point.
Yeah, it's called now. It's a Di Stefano's. It's called now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It had that. It looked like that restaurant in the where Al Pacino kills the Salazzo and the cop when you walk in there. It was that old, that decor.
Oh, yes,
Creasy did. Yeah.
Yeah, Creasy's over there. Remember, Fortunato's are still there.
Yeah. That was a good pastry shop, by the way. Yeah, I knew Gingali. You know Gingali. He was.
I know Gingali. I never seen him in. Oh my God, what happened to him?
Well, he got in a little bit of trouble. Apparently, he probably left. I don't know what happened to him, but he probably left. He said, "Fuck it, you know what?
Smart.
I dodged a fucking bullet, and I got out." Apparently, I don't know how true because I wasn't there. I don't know, but apparently they linked them up in that Cookie Dorso fiasco.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, but John was good. He was one of the first guys that big as hell for our. South Brooklyn, that was going on since the 70s, the whole weightlifting phenomenon. But he was one of the biggest guys around at the time.
Remember, they always used to wear the Zubaz. Remember the Zubaz pants? All the big guys wear the Zubaz.
Yeah.
Those fucking those what are those baggy like workout pants?
Yeah, the striped pants. Yeah, all striped colored, zebra colored pants. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I see the beach bums, just all the beach bums.
And you worked for this guy who you sent me this picture, and then I looked him up. I looked up a little bit about him, and he did get in trouble here and there.
Yeah.
This is a guy who went by the name Mike the Butcher, right? What's up with Mike?
Mikey, let me tell you, Mikey was a big like an uncle figure to mine because Mike he treated me like even like a son, you know. He had a great butcher shop. His mom used to be there. His wife used to be there, like a normal family. Normal. We all had to be like that, you know. And then Mike I used to work for Mike, and Mike, the code was, Mike used to need me for, to go help him out with something. He would say, I need a bouncer to work for me tonight. And that was the code. Because you don't know who the fuck is listening, back in, especially back then. It was like, I need a bouncer tonight. So I knew what that was. So, I would go do my thing. It was basically collecting, going out doing his collections and stuff like that.
Okay.
And yeah.
How old are you, Joe?
49.
Oh, all right. Okay. Almost my age. Yeah. We grew up around the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I started, I'll start from the way beginning, because my father was in the life. My father used to work for the Chins over down Sullivan Street.
Is that right?
Yeah. And my father would, I was young enough. So my father would come to my mother, my mother would say, because she would see him on TV doing that, that crazy stunt when he used to do all that crazy shit on TV.
Oh, yeah.
My father would laugh. My father goes, he's playing, you got to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
And his brother, and thanks to his brother with the priest, doing, being a priest and all that too, that helped out a lot too, And then what happens when I was a little guy, I would be home and you see these big fucking guys come in with these big coats on and stuff like that. And these guys, they were big gorilla. I'm talking about big dudes. They were coming to the house. I'm like, what the fuck, And my mother goes, when you get older, you'll figure out when you get older.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, definitely.
And then sometimes my father's parole officer will come over, And they used to call him, his name was Joe Crumb, they used to call him. Joe Crumb. Crumb, I don't know what. And then, then we used to go visit my father, and we used to go to Danbury, Connecticut. We used to visit my father over there in Danbury.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go to Lewisburg to go visit him.
Wow.
Really?
And it'd be funny. It's all the guys were, everybody was, all the guys were around, everybody was around. And there was a guy named Vinny Bruno, the guy's name was. Him and his father were in there. And nice looking guy, handsome looking dude. And his father was like the tough, rugged looking guy, the old guy. And they wasn't allowed to go up to the, when you go up to the machines, they're not allowed to go up to the machines. We would have to go up to the machines if they need to. They're not allowed to get up or do nothing. They have to sit in their seat.
I gotcha.
So one day, I still remember this. We were going up to the machine, and then the guards, they see him going to the machine with me, and they started a big thing. They're like, sit your ass down. And then the guard came, he punched the guard right in the fucking face.
Damn.
And I'm like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was right in the middle of that. And I still remember. And then his father jumped on the guard. His father jumps on. They had to shut down the whole place. We were not even there an hour. And I'm like,
hey, what the fuck's going on?
It was crazy. Just because the guard busted his balls, he couldn't go to the machine. He goes, I'm just helping him because I used to love these have these pepperoni sticks there, and I wanted one real bad. My father was named Joe also. I was named after him.
This is your dad. You sent me this picture?
That's my father, yes. That's my dad.
That's like,
they used to call him Blackie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Intimidating looking fella, I'll tell you that.
Huh?
Intimidating. Look at those hands. Jesus Christ.
His fucking hands were, dude, they were like gorilla hands, man. They used to call him Blackie what he used to do is he used to put when they asked him to go do it, because he used to do the collection, they tell him to do a job, he would put shoe polish on his knuckles, and he would hit the guy, and he would know he did the job. Anything you see on the guy, they knew he did the job.
Oh, so that was a receipt. He gave him the receipt.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like the black hand, the black knuckle.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
So
my father was a good guy, man. I mean, he gave everybody like 4th of July came. What he would do is say if of course we all got fireworks on 4th of July and stuff like that. My father would do is he knew this family that didn't have fireworks, so they all ran out of fireworks. So my father goes to the place and buys 1,000 water bugs, puts them in a paper bag, and lights it up with gasoline.
What?
Yeah. And they were popping like fucking blockbusters. The people were so happy. They're like, what is that? My father was their fucking water bugs. And they were popping everywhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Anthony out there, Danny Green. I see you guys. Great show, bro. Thank you. You're bringing a lot of good memories back. I remember that neighborhood so well too. I remember who was the drunk guy? Who's his dad was the nap guy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah, he used to be drunk at one time, and the wife used to have to go. They used to play cards at the frickin' the first floor, and the second floor.
Yes,
they looked like looking at a Goodfellas. Like the wives had the beehive hairs, and they
were
like smoking.
His wife was Alice. It was Jimmy and Alice.
Well, Jimmy, I remember he was fucking. He was always wanted to. He was like, "What the fuck's up with this guy?" People were like, "Hey, his dad is somebody big back in the day." What the fuck did I know? I was like 19 years old, Yeah.
Hey, Frank, Absolute Venom says he hung out on the corner of Menahan and Cypress in the 90s with the Puerto Ricans. He was asking before if you used to hang out there and wear a trench coat.
Maybe sometime. I don't know. Maybe
if it was trench coat mafia. Is that you?
No. I don't know if I was hiding.
Joe, I gotta ask, man, how did you get into the wrestling? So you sent me these pictures. This is you and Bam Bam Bigelow.
Me and Bam Bam. Yeah, that was in the 90s. I was at that time. I was like, I say maybe 20 years old, 21 years old at that time.
Yeah. And who's this with you there?
That's Nikolai Volkov.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my gimmick I was using. Oh, this was in Santo Domingo. This guy was called Joe Gonzalez.
Okay.
Yeah, that was in Santo Domingo. Yeah.
Yeah, look at you got up there on that one.
Yeah, man, I used to fly like crazy.
Jesus Christ. Imagine somebody that big coming at you.
How did you, first of all, how big are you and how did you get into that?
My uncle used to be Pistol Pete Sanchez. He used to wrestle for the WWF back in the day when Vince's father had it. He was a preliminary wrestler. He would fight in the first match. He would lose and whatever like that.
Yeah.
He did jobs too. He was an Italian. But he couldn't use Italian because they had so many. They had Dominic DeNucci, Bruno. So they gave him a Spanish name.
I got you.
He didn't like it. Believe me, he didn't like it.
But he only
making the money,
Pedro Morales made a living. A Puerto Rican guy. He was a very popular WWF
Morales?
guy.
Yeah, Morales.
Pedro Morales. Yeah, he was great. He would do this with his hand, Arriba or something like that.
That was Tito Santana. Arriba.
Tito Santana. The Ridgewood Groves. You would mention that.
Yes.
I used to go there every month with my buddies when we were kids. We used to love that place.
I'll tell you a story about that in a little bit. But
sure.
But the thing with Pete, I'll tell you how that started. I didn't know my Uncle Pete. My mother took us to the garden. That was my mother's brother. So we went to the garden, and his first match was him against Johnny Rods. Remember Johnny Rods?
Vaguely.
Okay. They were the first match. And I clicked with Pete. Something happened. I just clicked with him. So after the show was over, his match was over, my mother takes me in the locker room. I said, where are we going? She goes, we're going to go in the locker room. I said, oh, okay. Fucking Andre the Giant's there. I'm like, oh. I didn't know. I was like shitting in my pants. You see this fucking guy, the way he looked. Yeah. That big head of his and that hair. You're like, oh my God. So then my mother goes, meet your Uncle Pete. I'm like, that's my uncle. Oh my God. So I was like, so he introduced me to all the guys, Jimmy Snuka, Don Morocco, Pedro Morales, Bob Backlund. They were all there. And he goes, oh, I finally get to meet Joey. So we meet. So then all of a sudden we started going every month, and then that's what got me loving wrestling. I used to watch my mother because my mother used to go to Sunnyside Garden a lot. Sunnyside Garden on Queens Boulevard. Now it's a fucking Wendy's over there now. Yeah, and they used to have a lot of shows there. They used to have roller derby. They used to have karate and stuff like that. So my mother ran the box office over there for them. Just to do volunteer because she was the big fan over there.
Yeah. And that's an amateur. At that point, they're amateurs, so you're helping them out. I get it. It
was like a Ridgewood Grove. Matter of fact, it was like a Ridgewood Grove, that place.
I got you. They had those kind of headliners, though. I've seen Andre the Giant at the Ridgewood Grove.
They had big headline. They had a big headline. Bruno used to fight there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He used to bring the crowd in there.
Yeah, this is before WrestleMania.
Huh?
Just before WrestleMania, so
Yeah, way before. This was like 80. WrestleMania was 85, the first one. So this was like 82, 81, 82.
Yeah, you know, we should bring an expert in. Yeah, you ever heard of Lee Cole?
Yeah, I know Lee Cole. I never met him, but
You know he's wrestling. I'll give him that. He just maybe if he sticks to that, but he does know. And I do like listen. I like that. It brings me back to a time where
absolutely,
was a young kid. You know.
No, it's like you're like fond of it. Like, wow, you think because you think it's real. You know, you think it's real.
It was great. It was great.
Because me and my brothers, we used to wrestle in the street. We used to do backfalls on the concrete. We didn't give a shit because we loved it. We used to go through car windows. People on the block, we used to bust their car up. We didn't do it. Somebody must have broken your car. We used to fucking break their windows and everything, you know?
My friend Matt and Paul Ragusa used to have a sweet sunset flip. They used to do the sunset flip.
Yeah.
That's how crazy Paul was, even at a young age. He used to do
Huh? And do what's so messed up about that now? That's a finishing hole back in the day. They do that now. They kick out in the first. They won. They kick out.
Yeah. That was a finishing hole. Yep. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah.
So, Joe, what promotions were you in? Because I see you here with Bam Bam. Of course, me as a kid, I remember Bam Bam on TV, WCW, WWF, whatever. I know he was in a couple different promotions.
I'll tell you how that.
What was this that you were in?
That was basically I used to like wrestling independent because you were your own boss. You gave them you tell them how much you want. I could have went to WWF but they want to use me as a preliminary. I'm not no fucking preliminary.
Right.
You know, you're gonna make these guys look good. You're gonna catch a beating from these guys. Get what? Paid $75 where I can go in the independent league and make $500-600 for like 10 minutes.
Right.
You know, I made my own. You know, I traveled a lot. You know, I went through the different states. You know, and then my main places were Puerto Rico and Santo Domingo because they took it very serious there. And I was my gimmick when I used to go there. I used to do the Aryan Brotherhood gimmick. Nobody wanted that gimmick.
Oh, is that right?
I said, you know what? I'll take that because I should walk out with one side was the Confederate flag and the other side was the Italian flag. I showed
the Italian Confederate.
Two different styles.
And I was and I used to wrestle their promoters there. The promoter was like the Hulk Hogan there, but they were like the big shots. And I would wrestle them all around the islands, from like Puerto Rico, like Carlos Colon. I would wrestle Carlos Colon in his islands, all over Puerto Rico Island. Beat the shit out of him every show, like disqualify. No pain, just getting disqualified. And then the last match, knowing I'm going home, it will be lose or leave town match. If I lose, I leave. He loses, he quits. So I'm losing. I'm leaving anyway.
Yeah.
And then I would go back like a year later as a surprise, and during his match, I would jump him and say, I'm back, you know?
I'm sorry. Real quick. Joe Root has a good question. And I've heard this one. You remember the Bruiser Brody situation in Puerto Rico?
Yes.
What's that about?
Okay, that happened. I wasn't there. I was a little too young for that, but I know the whole story to that. Remember Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas?
Yeah.
Okay, he was there when that happened. Oh. What happened was when the Brody went there, Brody was going to take over the territories over there. Because he was going to be taking over. So they didn't like that when another guy comes into their own homestead where all the Spanish are. So what happened was Brody didn't like this guy. His name, I believe, was Juan Gonzalez, the guy's name was. Tony Atlas was there. Tony Atlas heard him go in the shower talking. All of a sudden, what's his name comes out by himself? Gonzalez. Where the fuck is Bruiser Brody? Bruiser Brody's on the floor, bleeding to hell.
Yeah.
I know what's sad about that? None of the American wrestlers gave a fuck. They turned their head to the Spanish guys. They turned the Puerto Rican wrestlers. They turned their head. They didn't give a shit. Tony Atlas had to pick him up like this and put him in the ambulance and take him to the hospital. He cut his whole insides out. This guy, he stabbed him, and he was guilty. But they let him go.
A bad guy.
What happened?
He helped him. Was it because he was an asshole?
Brody was a good. He was a great guy. Brody.
Really, okay.
He was a gentleman. I heard last year he was a gentleman. The way he looked like a crazy guy, but he was a gentleman.
That's crazy.
You know, but they don't. A lot of the guys don't want different outsiders coming in and try to take over their their scenery that they've been doing it for so long at their place. Like it's like when I used to go there, I used to do my shit and leave because I didn't want to be part of that. Like I'll be sitting there, and also I see a couple of guys walk in. I get up because I don't know where the fuck I'm at. Especially I'm over there. Where am I going? I don't know the areas. Like, so I just get up, go do my thing, and just walk out, go back to my hotel room. I don't want to know nothing because I don't trust these guys. I went there for a payday,
Yeah, of course. After that, you don't want to go back.
No. And then what happened was my gimmick was so crazy, they had to use the military had to stay outside my door in a hotel. That's how my gimmick was serious over there. They take it so I hit with a battery in back of my fucking head, a battery. They threw a battery at me. I got shit thrown at me. I think I got one time I got piss thrown at me. They threw it in a fucking bag and they threw it at me. It's serious shit over there.
Yeah, not crazy.
Joe, there's a question. Did you ever bounce at Red Star in Greenpoint?
What was the name of the place?
Red Star?
No. That sounds like a trucking company, but that's the only Red Star I know. No, I never did. No, I never worked. I never bounced in Greenpoint. Never did.
Okay.
I didn't like working in my home
Nobody
state.
does.
Yeah, I didn't like that. No, because they knew who. Because if you did something, they knew who you were and where you lived.
Right.
No.
So you did Naked City. What other clubs were you working for?
Vinny Ocean's place over there, Wiggles.
Yeah.
That place was more like a gentleman's place. That place.
I hated that. It was fucking. You know what I hated about that place? And any of these naked places, these guys are gonna laugh. I don't mean to be funny, but they fucking smell.
They did. Yeah, they did.
I don't know if it's a visual I'm getting, and like fucking leave nothing to the imagination. I'd rather be with a drink in my hand, looking at some tits. Than some chick freaking naked, and I think I'm smelling a can of tuna fish. You know what I mean?
Oh, here we go.
It's true.
No.
You're not wrong. You're 100% right.
I don't fucking.
I was there every fucking day. I know.
Thank you, Brian Bosek. Corruption Connection says, was there a guy at the door with a ponytail at Wiggles? Oh, I wouldn't know. I've never been there.
That was a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. At one time, they were they were doing the ponytail. Like
I didn't like the ponytail shit because they would grab the first thing. Never wear a tie or have a ponytail. Never.
Yeah.
They're gonna grab that first when they fight with you.
Yeah. All right. What else we got going on? Anthony Tavanese, he says, "Do it."
No, go ahead.
Vinny Ocean had another place by me, Gentleman's Quarters. He says,
"I heard of Gentleman's Quarters, but I never worked there."
What you got, Frank?
And yes, Pat Patterson, was he really that much of a jerk off?
Yeah,
sleazeball piece of shit.
Yep. Yes, he was.
I take Lee's word on that. But as a wrestler, what did you used to hear?
As a wrestler, he was great as a wrestler. He could work.
I know. I'm talking about rumblings about him being a little fucking creepy.
He was. I mean, he was fruity. That there was definitely a fruity. I tell you that.
Yeah.
He was married to a guy for a very long time, and then when the guy passed away, he went through a big depression, Pat.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of stories about the Ring Boys and stuff like that. He used to him, and there was a guy named Mel Phillips. He was a black, like a black guy who was a ring announcer. They got kids who used to, like, these were the kids, like, oh, they love wrestling so much they'll do anything, just to be a part of it.
It's unfortunate, It's unfortunate.
It's sad that you trap them into that, that bullshit.
I just didn't like the thing with Pat Patterson. If you remember, when all those rumors were coming out, then he did the interview. I'm a gay man. It's like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, we're not asking you if you're gay, but you use that shit to deflect, like to just like get, sympathy. I'm gay. I'm coming out to the world. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knew it anyway, but I thought that was so fucking weird. I don't know.
He did that because everybody knew about it already. That's why he did that.
But it's at the same time as people were accusing him of things. Kevin Spacey did the same thing. Everybody knew he was gay, but You know, until people started talking shit about him. I'm a gay man. You know, it's weird. I thought that was weird. But
Frank, I'm gonna ask you a question, Frank. Did you know a guy named Frankie Pockets?
Ooh, how old? I would have known the nickname, but just the A coming to me right now.
Because we were he would come to come to the club and then he invited me to Casablanca.
Frankie.
He used to he used to hang out with a guy named they call him Fat Frank.
Fat Frank. How fat was he? Frank Copa? Was he fat?
No, wasn't Frank Copa. No.
Italian guy?
It must have been about 320, the guy Frank.
Not coming to me right now. I mean, Casablanca, I only went when it was a party, or if I went out to eat, I had me and some friends, whatever, now and then. So I wasn't really there. I knew Al was the maitre d'. Louis Restivo was always there.
Yeah.
I knew him almost all my life. And Joe would be in his corner, like doing it all the way in the back always. But that's about it. I can't remember. There was a kid we used to call Yoda. He worked at Anthony. He looked like
little
Yoda.
guy.
Yeah, real skinny kid. Anthony. We called him Yoda when we were kids. A real nice kid.
Yeah. Joey had a place on Rush Street.
Joey who?
Joe Messina.
Oh, in the big years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was years ago. That was one of his first places.
Yeah, right by the train.
China.
Yeah, right by the train, by the rail over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's still there, the same place. It still looks the same. It still has that sign up there. Everything is still the same there.
Yeah, I know. He was to himself. He came out of nowhere. After he came out of jail, he just blew up. His Sal was doing all what he was doing, and he opened that actual place. That Casablanca place was actually Giannini's at one time.
Yeah,
it was, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it was a Giannini restaurant, not the cafe. And another guy bought it in between. He was married to the woman who. One of the ex-owners who was murdered so she took it over, and he took it over with her, and after that, they sold it to Joe Messina.
Okay. Joe? Do you know a guy named Robbie Idol, ECW?
No, I never heard Robbie Idol. No.
What else do we got? Frank, do you have a brother named Anthony?
No,
I don't think so, right? That's Venom, Absolute Venom again. Ask that question.
Oh, no. My brothers were Joe, Phil, and my older brother was Enzo.
Carlos, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing? So, Joe, I gotta ask: do you consume any of the mob organized crime content on YouTube? Are you into that really, or are you just?
I mean, I take a peek of it. I take some peeks of some of them. Like,
how did you find this channel?
Just strolling past, just strolling one day, and I seen you, and I seen Frank. I was like, oh shit! I just started listening, and I was very interested in this channel more than the other ones.
I appreciate it.
There you go.
How many people we need how many subscribers do we need for 2,000? We're close to it. I know that.
Yeah, we're close to 2,000. We started this channel back in October. And I think we're only about 15 or 20 away.
All right. So if you guys are out there, grab one of your people's phones, subscribe. If you're at the boss or somebody, whatever you got to do, I don't care.
It's tough to get people to hit that subscribe button. But you know what? We got viewers coming. People are coming back to the channel. But,
Right.
And you know what I felt, too, is I felt Frank was in the next yard, I felt like, too, Like I was in Greenpoint, and he was in what is that, Knickerbocker and all that. It's like not too far.
I got along with everybody.
Not too far. I was just there.
No, I'm saying
that's good.
I got along with a lot of people.
It's not the same anymore.
No, those kids were good kids too.
It's not the same over there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. No, I'm glad to hear that you just randomly came across it because, we're trying to obviously get it out there. You know, people
Yeah,
from the neighborhoods,
absolutely.
like, you know, not only people who are interested in like the organized crime, but people like yourself who might see something. Oh, this is like my neighborhood, and we definitely have a lot of people coming in from the neighborhood, so to speak. So we appreciate that very much. That's pretty cool. I know Frank is into that.
Totally.
But
Totally.
you know, you're still
I
back
would
in the
love to tell you a
neighborhood.
story how I got blackballed from wrestling. I'll tell you that story about the blackball.
Oh, you got
wrestling.
blackballed from wrestling? Yeah, hell yeah, I want to hear that real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. Okay. I used to wrestle for these guys. No, the promoters, like, they knew what I used to do on the outside, you know, the collections and stuff like that. So they would come up to me and they would give these guys contracts, these wrestlers contracts, and then they realized these guys ain't worth shit. These guys, like, they're like, my mother could fucking wrestle around these guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what they would do is they would pay me to put the fucking arm and the leg in the ring on them. So if I do a break an arm on them in the ring or break a shoulder or whatever like that, drop them on his fucking head. Now 30 days comes, they can't wrestle. Their contract is gone.
Right.
Right.
So they would pay me. They would pay me to dislocate their legs, their arms, you know, basically dismantle them in the ring, and that's what I would
Was that
do.
normal? I never thought about that aspect.
No,
That
that wasn't normal. No, nobody
It
never.
does
that was
make
the
sense
first one to
though
do
for a little slimy guy that wants to get out of something.
Yeah, I mean, the promoters, they knew what they were doing. The promoters, you know, and I made good money doing that with the promoters, you know. You know, I had this one guy one time to go in the ring. He's like, "Who you wrestling tonight? I'm wrestling Mad Dog tonight." Oh no. The guy goes, "No. He goes,
I like my arm.
He looks at the promoter. He goes, "Did I ever do anything to you?" Promoter goes, "No, you never did nothing to me." I mean, we had a normal match, yeah, because he was good with the promoter.
Yeah.
You know, and then the day, it was just like 3-4 years. Now the day comes now. Sitting in the locker room, the promoter comes up to me. All of a sudden, there's another guy sitting there too. Didn't know I was getting recorded. They're recording me now, me and the promoter.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the day. So I'm like, okay. The promoter tells the guy, goes, you know, tells me, I want you to go in the ring tonight. I want you to do your thing with do your thing with this guy. I was like, okay. He goes, you know, about 10 minutes, you know, take his knee out. No problem. Soon as he said that, everybody comes to the athletic commission. They're the ones who supplies you the licenses to wrestle. They all come in. They grab me. They grab me, have me up against the wall. Shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you guys? They're like, oh, you know, we had you on tape. We had you on 50 hours of tape. I'm like, 50 hours? I didn't know all that time they were actually taping me for all that time.
Yeah.
So they tell you, you got two choices now. I'm like, what's that? They go, you could retire from wrestling. Can't wrestle in New York no more. Or you get 10 years in jail.
What?
I mean, that's a fucking easy one.
Yeah,
no
I
problem.
know.
I could go wrestle in another state then.
You didn't have to rat.
Give a fuck about New York. I said, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That was on the islands. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
I go
funny.
wrestle.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Dominic Calandra, you know what? He says the Italian Confederate Aryan didn't get you blackballed.
No, not at all. But this got me blackballed.
Fucking Robert E. Lee Mazzilli over here.
The Sicilian redneck. That is that.
Robert E. Lee Mazzilli. That was
Robert E. Mazzilli.
Fucking Stonewall Giacomo.
Robert E. Lee Iacocca.
Yeah,
so so what was the thing behind? What were you like? Confederate Italian? That's fucking crazy.
That was basically what I used to come out with the prison outfit. I was basically, if you seen it, I was wearing like a jumpsuit. You know, it was basically I was a prisoner. You know, what they would do is have a guy walk me to the ring. I would get a day out of prison to go wrestle, and then go back into prison again.
Good gig.
Yeah, but no, this was before the Aryan Brotherhood. That was.
Here we go.
Yeah,
like that one.
Basically like that. Yeah. Then later on, I shaved my head, and then later on, me and Bam Bam were tag team partners. That's when I got the tattoos on my head.
What was Bam Bam Bigelow like? I got to hear about this guy.
Bigelow was let me tell you something, nice guy, but you know, I mean, he had his fucking days. You know, I mean, he was on. You know, like, listen, let me tell you something. We were all on we were all on painkillers. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I was on painkillers. I was taking 20 fucking perks a day. I ain't give a shit.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I was like a fucking animal, man.
20.
The doctor was supplying me. He goes, you gotta take 2 a day. No problem, I'll take 2 a day. I'm taking 20 fucking a day. And the doctor was nice. Doctor used to give me all I want because as long as you have different, you don't get the same one. As long as you have a different name of the, different ones, you could get more. So the more I had, the more I would take, of course. And then when I would get in that fucking ring, or I would work in the club, fucking bullets could fly off my fucking chest. I wouldn't even feel it. That's how crazy I got.
Dire Straits said Bam Wham was from Jersey.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, he was from he wasn't from Asbury, he was from Mount Laurel.
Laurel.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was a nice. Let me tell you something. He was a nice guy, but he used to drink. He used to take. He used to do his thing. But when he would do that, you wouldn't want to be in the same fucking car with him because I used to be driving when he would drive. I wouldn't want to be in a fucking driver's seat with him because then he just starts going crazy, starts speeding, this and that. And then we would switch. He'll be in the fucking car. And then what happened was we'll be driving, and all of a sudden you're like, the fuck is that smell? He's urinating all over himself, shit himself.
God damn.
You're fucking kidding me, man, But he's out cold. You can't, what are you gonna do? And then he was going through a divorce with his wife, and it was some shit. It was some
Wow,
crazy.
I can't believe it was that long ago when he passed away. 2007 he passed away.
Yeah.
Wow. He was only 45.
He moved to Florida. He died in Florida. But you know what it is too? He was going through so much pain and all that stuff. Plus he was broke. He had no money,
Wow.
Yeah, he was going through. I know there's a lot of the guys who was very popular. They got so broke later on because they were doing their thing,
Yeah.
They didn't know, they didn't. All they knew was how to wrestle. That's all they do is knew how to wrestle. Like me, I knew how to work if I wasn't wrestling.
Yeah.
No, I get it. There's an alarm.
Is that an alarm?
Yeah, is that you?
Yeah, that was.
I got it. That's so good. That's
Even when guys have money, though, they don't know.
Hold on.
Sometimes they don't know what to do with it,
Yeah, a lot of guys, all they do is wrestle. They didn't know nothing else.
Yeah.
Me, I knew what to do. I knew how to. If I had to wash dishes, I knew how to wash fucking dishes. If I had to work behind it in the kitchen somewhere, I knew how to paint. I knew how to do all that. These guys didn't know jack shit what to do.
Yeah.
If they didn't wrestle, they wasn't doing anything. If they didn't get called for a meet and greet, that's it.
Any interactions with the clique?
Well, I don't talk to nobody because it ain't, to me, that wrestling ain't the same anymore. And the clique now is so different with the wrestling now. Not like the wrestling back in the day. Because wrestling back in the day, it was better than now. Right. Now it's more talking than they do wrestling.
Yeah.
It's all
I grew up watching the the Attitude Era. That was kind of like me. That's what I was watching as a kid.
That was like 93, 94.
I think it was. I think the Attitude Era. I think it's like 96 to like 2002 or 3, something like that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's when you had the Shawn Michaels and the Bret Hart going back.
Yeah, like all those other. Yeah, and then the later, I guess by the late 90s, you had Stone Cold, The Rock started really, and all that. Like, that's when they got really risque, I guess. WWF, they started to having all these like sexual connotations and all this weird shit that was going on.
Hogan destroyed wrestling. Hogan destroyed wrestling.
Yeah.
And he came out with the entertainment crap, because back in the day when wrestling was, wrestling was entertainment, but don't forget, these people don't understand. When you hit that mat, you're gonna hit that mat. That mat ain't fucking, it ain't soft. It's hard. When you get a body slam, your back goes down.
I never been in a ring. I always wondered.
Well, the ring is basically okay. You got a mat, a regular, clothy mat. Then they put a styrofoam mat underneath it. Under that, there's all plywood, and then there's metal planks, and then you get a big spring in the middle. That gives you when you hit the ring, boom.
Yeah.
Because if you know when you slam a guy in the corner, slam a guy in the corner, you're just gonna go. When you slam a guy in the middle, you're gonna go boom. And that's where you get a big guy like me. If I slam a guy and I jump off a rope, you're gonna get that effect.
Okay. And it's actually it's canvas, right? Doesn't that hurt?
Yeah, it hurts. You know what it would hurt.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, we're hurt if you slam a guy in the corner or something, but in the center, you won't feel it.
Okay.
How many people we got today?
But the next day,
131 people.
130. All right. Let's
Make
give
sure
it
you hit the like, ladies and gentlemen. Christopher Todd, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Yeah, that's plywood. Dino Bravo, that was another one.
Dino Bravo. He apparently got knocked off by the Montreal
the
mob.
Canadian.
Let's ask Thurman.
Yes. Huh?
No, he got knocked off by the mob. I threw in the joke.
Champions.
But,
they're
it was that family over there. What was that family over there? It was that big family. Well, I forgot. It was a father.
The Rizzuto family had a
Rizzutos. Yes, it had something to do with the Rizzutos.
Okay,
it wasn't that. Yes, something because what happened was it was a cigarette sting. Something happened with the cigarettes, and the money was. They said the money was low or something, or something with the money. They went into his house. It's like what they did was they shot him up. They put sunglasses on him or something while he was sitting in a chair and he had a cigar in his mouth, like he was sleeping. His family came in. They all see him on. They thought he was sleeping.
Yeah, they wanted
it was funny because there was no break-ins. There was nothing. Everything it was like they knew what was going on because the door was like there was nothing like broken. The door wasn't broken in. The windows.
Somebody he knew.
Yeah,
he probably let in.
It was something like he knew like something was going to happen.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Definitely not the Genovese family.
The Lakers. They're the marquee. They're the top name on the marquee. So the Genovese are the New York Knicks of that's Madison Square Garden. That's where the big dogs play.
Oh shit! Definitely wasn't involved in that one.
That's a bad example. John says, Frank, did John bring down the mafia? He didn't help it, but they didn't bring it down. I mean, Sammy the Bull brought down the mafia. He was the one on the stand.
Yeah.
I mean.
So Bravo was related to Vic Catroni. That's
I think they were cousins. I think wasn't they cousins? I think
Vic Catroni's nephew.
Oh, see, so I did hear something like that.
Nephew.
Okay, there you go.
All right, back to the John Gotti question. I just want to be quick on this one. He had a different way about him than the other mob bosses had, but not too much. There was bosses like him. Philadelphia had Nicky Scarfo. Back Chicago had Al Capone. They had similar styles. They were out there. So I don't know. If you want to put it, it's like critiquing a ball player or a basketball player. Did this guy have a different style than the other guy? It's that genre, Were they doing it the right way? Probably not. What do you think, Joe, about John Gotti? You think he brought down the mob?
I think because it was too much. I think with him, he was too much of a fashion plate. You get what I mean?
I get that. I do.
He was like the gorgeous George of the mob. I think.
Good analogy.
Because he was because he was too. He was like he's like how can I say it? He was noticed. You know what I mean? Everybody noticed who he was. He was more of a movie star than he was who he was.
Yeah. And Christopher Todd's right there. I agree with you, Christopher Todd. That's back to a lot of people that end up telling. What they do is they start blaming the person they told on.
Right.
And to give
them Sammy's definitely done that.
Where's Latrell?
On the dance floor.
Where's Latrell?
On the dance floor.
Whose grave do you think Sammy's dancing on in that video?
Well, I don't even want to go there. But you can imagine this fucking guy. Can you imagine this fucking? Oh God. He's just fun to fuck with, you know.
Wow. So, Joe, man, what do you think? I know you got a lot that you ultimately want to say. You want to talk about your life and this thing. You ever think about starting a YouTube channel or?
I mean, honestly, right now, I'm enjoying more. Honestly, I'm enjoying more with you guys. I like watching you guys. You know, I'd like to come back on here and talk to you guys more too. You know, I like you know you guys.
Yeah.
You know,
We're building up our.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, you know, and I don't care if they talk shit too. I really don't give a fuck about the other people. Whoever I like, that's who I'm gonna stick up for. That's who I'm gonna be with. Like I like with you guys. I like being with you guys. You guys are cool. You guys are great. You guys talk sense.
Appreciate
you know, these other channels, they're so-called mob channels, but they're not even talking about that.
Right.
They're talking about other crap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, you sit, I tell you what, like you sit there, you're talking, all of a sudden, you know, you're asking for. I watch these other channels, like, you know, if you're not going to give me donation, why should I be on a chat? Why should I be on today? The hell is that?
Right.
Hey, listen, shout out to guys, everybody in the chat tonight. You guys bring it. We got a good crew here of people. I really enjoy doing this. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. And they look out as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody's here tonight. Like every other night. I forgot. I shout out to Dayon. I see him. DL, Cindy, and Carlos, my man. What's going on, brother? Steven, all of you guys. You're great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we try to do some different stuff. Joe, you know, try to talk. Frank talks about his own experience. Then we talk about stuff Frank's not involved in, and then other New York City crime stuff. And we try to just and then Monday night, you know, we try to do this. You know, we try to have a little fun, try to bring somebody on. You know, we're building the round table of guests, I guess you could say.
So we're coming back on tomorrow, right?
We
don't know yet.
Well, we're gonna release something this week, but we're not really telling people what it is because we don't want to give too much of it away. Yeah.
And then we got a little more to go on my younger years, and then we go into another part of my growing up, you know.
Yeah.
But until then, we do have a good one coming up. It's one that I think a lot of people who grew up around my neighborhoods, from anywhere from Howard Beach to even Williamsburg, could relate to what was going on, and it was a lot of nepotism. A lot of nepotism stuff was going on, and we're gonna address that.
Awesome. Yep.
You know, like me, like when I used to work for people, I used to like when I used to work for Mikey the Butcher, and Mikey used to do is Mikey didn't want me going out to nobody else. Mikey wanted me to stay with him because what happens if I go work for somebody else and I do something, or if I do something for them and it comes back, Mikey's gonna think right away it's gonna come towards them on this side, you know?
Right.
I get it. Yeah, guys.
Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand. Guys like to hold on to good guys, and I've seen that where I got sometimes I was always on that fence right there. I did something wrong. People are like, what the fuck, you know? They like chickens who lay eggs. Okay, let's get that right. Like guys who lay eggs in that life. So you know, I was once told we have enough cowboys. We don't need cowboys. We want earners.
Right. And back in the day, Mike would call me. I was his he used to call me his Doberman. You know, I was his Doberman. You know, like he's like, because he knew right away. Because you know, like he had other guys too that would go do their thing, but they would if they would go get the money, they would come back days later with the money.
Right.
Because they go out to party. I never partied. I never did none of that. Never went out to hang out clubs. I worked in them, but I never like hanging out because I knew what it was about.
Yeah, drinking, drugging, that was definitely a no-no. And if you got sloppy, you could drink, but you couldn't get sloppy. You got sloppy. This is around the Sicilians. The Americans were a little different with the drinking. I mean, nobody wants a sloppy person, but they had more of They weren't quick to the gun on criticizing. You know, that's why I like. That's why I like hanging out on Grandview Grill with Rapito and Sally Bross. He had the bar. We could go over there. My guy used to go to sleep at 8 o'clock, or either be my uncle at one time or Vito Grimaldi. And then me and my other buddies, we go over there and drink with those guys. And those guys were just as made as the other guys were, but they looked at things a little different. So I was gravitating towards the Italian American side a little.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy it because they were just a good group of guys and they were funny as hell. Where the Sicilians were very judgmental on certain aspects, like the partying. Shit, if they caught you with a drug one time, I don't care if it was marijuana, cocaine, whatever, you got caught with the Sicilians, like just whatever. You were blackballed for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. You know, he takes drugs. That's the way it would have been.
Yeah. And Mike didn't like that. Mike, he knew if you smoked a fucking joint, oh my God, forget it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's different now, though.
Oh, yeah,
RG, what's up, buddy? Daniel Fiore, the Calamandrias are connected. You know what? Roro G, 1999. Thank you, Roro. Thank you so much to the great Roro. We really appreciate you so much. Shout out to RD, Christopher Todd. Thank you so much. Frank, you saw the Ramundi video driving around Brooklyn? Oh, my God.
No. Hey, okay, thank you for reminding us. Giacomo Amato. He says he was around the Bananos. No, I've never, not that I'm an authority on it, but he uses the neighborhoods I grew up on. See, if he would have said he was a Banano guy from Bensonhurst, I wouldn't have this conversation because I didn't know all the Banano guys in Bensonhurst or other places. But he says he's from Maspeth, Glendale. He was whatever he was, and I kind of go after him, and I want he's going to be one of my first Fugazi Fridays. We're going to do. We're going to go after these mob guys who are not mob guys, and that's what we're going to do. And I can't wait. We're going to have fun with him. And he's my first. If you're listening, Giacomo Amato, whatever the fuck your name is, yeah. He just pissing me off.
Cindy Birch, she says, collect the money, party on the money, replace the money, finally give the money to the guy you got it for. What a life. No, thank you. Well, speaking of money.
If I had them money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now, sitting back, having someone put grapes in my mouth. And we know who that would be. If I had them money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now.
That's interesting. Who would that be?
Let's see that for our chat. Who do you think Anthony Reggiano wants to be fed crepes by? I know. I don't know. I don't know the guy, but I'm assuming it's a woman.
Joe's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
I'm assuming it's a woman, but I don't know who I'm gonna go with on this. But can it be the one of the Gotti sisters there?
I hope not. But I hope not. It could be Sammy. Somebody said it might be Sammy. And if it is Sammy, then you might get something.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I don't know. That's an ugly thing to think about. What do you think, Joe?
That's ugly, man. That's
that was John Lovitz, wasn't it?
I think so.
He looks like John Lovitz.
I think so. He seems like an all right.
I thought it was Mr. Roper.
He Mr. Roper from Green's Company. Nice. Yeah. Norman Fell. That was Mr. Roper.
No, I know what you mean.
It's crazy. I like his stories.
No, me too. No, I actually like the guy. I just think it's funny sometimes when he says shit like the clip I just played. So he's in the rotation now. What do you want me to do?
No. He's actually. I like his stories. They're very good. And when we were doing the National Geographic, the season 3 one, they also the same direct because I don't know if you guys know it, when they do these episodes, they got different directors.
Right.
So same director worked with me and him. And shout out to fucking what's his name, James. And he told me, the guy, he goes he loves, he's the best guy out there for the stories and everything, the way he articulates, and he has them all captivated and everything.
Right,
and
right.
That was pretty, and I see it. He's good at what he does. He comes off with great stories.
Right, right. Frank, you ever had to pass a lie detector test while being jammed up? Is it possible to beat it?
I wouldn't take one. I have taken one for not because in a criminal aspect. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done a lot of dumb things when I was young, like go to an interrogation or without a lawyer. But no, I wouldn't take one. I wouldn't take one.
Okay.
Actually, Barney took one and passed. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't
No.
I didn't know that. 117 people. Make sure you're hitting that like button. So, Joe, let me ask you. With the wrestling stuff,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people going after Vince McMahon. I mean, they've always kind of have. Everybody thought he was kind of an evil guy. But now in his old age, everything's coming out. He did this, he did that. What did you ever hear anything about him? Was he a scumbag or?
No, Vince. Let me tell you, Vince was a nice guy. Vince, let me tell you, Vince would answer his phone. Vince was so famous. You would call him, he would pick up the phone, had to be on the phone with you for hours. That's what I heard. Vince is the kind of guy he ain't gonna ignore. Vince liked to talk, no matter what time of the night it was. Vince was. I'll tell you what Vince was. Vince was like Dr. Frankenstein. He's the one, he put a gimmick on you. Now, if he put a gimmick on you, he owned that gimmick. He rather him put it on because merchandise, this and that.
Oh, wow.
Wrestling dolls, wrestling. You come in with a gimmick, he'll give you a prop and all that, but he won't keep you on there too long until he gave you the gimmick, because he's going to make big money off that gimmick, especially with the merchandising. Merchandise is very big right now with wrestling.
Yeah, for sure.
But Vince is a nice guy. What Vince is going through right now, he should realize everything comes out.
Yeah.
What he did, everything comes out. Because you're famous. What's going to come out. People are always watching. People taking pictures of you. People know who you are. It's different. If they don't know who are you, they're not going to give a fuck about it.
Right.
You do whatever you want to do, But Vince is like, forget it. Vince is a movie, like he's basically a movie star too. You're doing these, and sometimes they lie too. These people lie too. They can figure, I'm going to make money off this guy, because Vince went through a lot of it, between steroids, between this, and that. So Vince already put that black mark on him already.
Cool.
Of course. Anytime you make money, you're gonna have people coming after you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
so Joe,
there.
I'm gonna drop once again. I've been dropping this whole time. I'm gonna drop the interview you did on Soft White Underbelly. I just put that again in the chat.
Sure.
So I'm gonna ask everybody to go over there and check out Joe on Soft White Underbelly. We're gonna close out the show soon, so I'm gonna let you go, Joe, but I want you to say whatever you want to say before you go. Obviously, we hope to have you back on again.
Yes,
absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Cast of people.
Pleasure having you.
We're definitely trying to build like a little small rotating cast of characters for sure. Definitely got you on the list for that, and we appreciate you. Appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you. First of all, watching the channel, finding it however you found it, coming into every live stream. Really fucking appreciate it, and of course, reaching out, letting us know that you wanted to come on and talk about yourself a little bit. We really appreciate that.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more I could talk about. But what I like to do is if I throw in everything at one time.
Right. Yeah.
Then it's gonna be like, what do we talk about? It's gonna be like crickets.
Absolutely.
That's kind of like how we're doing this channel. Frank, we haven't really even gotten to much of Frank's criminal life, more so about the background of his family and all this other stuff. So
I mean, I got a lot more shit. The shit I could talk about and make me and Frank grow hair. You know what I mean? I mean, I have a lot of shit to talk about. I mean, I still have a lot more crazy shit to talk about.
And please come back.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
No, we definitely, please come back.
Did you work with Jim Hellwig, the Ultimate Warrior? Thoughts on Lauren Claw movie?
The Lauren, you mean the Iron Claw?
Oh, that's maybe that's what he meant, right? I don't know. I read it as Lauren.
That's what Baron. I think that's what the Baron von Raschke. I think that's what the legend. I mean, it's funny. No. Baron von Raschke. He was a German wrestler, old time wrestler. I'm talking about this guy. He was the original Claw guy. He used to like the Claw. He used to break.
I remember. That was the early 70s.
Right. I mean, it's funny. I just ordered that a couple of months ago, and I didn't finish it because I take my time watching it. And so far, it's a great documentary of him. You know, his name was Jim Raschke, but now the Ultimate Warrior. I met the Ultimate Warrior once because it's funny. You know, Ultimate Warrior lived on Fresh Pond Road.
He lived on Fresh Pond Road.
Did you know that, Frank?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Ultimate Warrior lived on Fresh Pond Road. Yeah, he moved because when they were doing a lot of New York shows, he wound up moving to Queens.
I got
He wound up going to Fresh Pond Road. You remember a gym it was called Zin's Gym?
Of course.
He used to go there and work out a lot. He used to work out a lot in there.
Really?
Yeah, I used to work out at the Olympia.
Okay,
And Ginge. I know where Ginge was, of course. That was towards Myrtle Avenue.
Right, yeah, because he lived. I forgot where exactly he lived. He lived like towards like past the train.
Yeah. I know exactly where it was. Yeah. That was a Roy.
You know Corrado's? Right where Corrado's was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly where it was. It was a Roy.
What's was a nice guy. Oh my God, he was a nice guy, the Warrior, very nice. But when he was juiced up, he was a prick.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's crazy what those guys ended up looking like. I mean,
he was built at a Bayside. I remember that.
Is that right? He was built out of Bayside? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's a Guido.
But he lived there Fresh Pond Road.
Why do you know that?
But then he moved to Arizona. He moved to Arizona. I know.
Yeah, we had a lot of fucking juice. We had a lot of juice heads in our neighborhood because the Olympia was there. And at one time, the Olympia was an old gym, a 1950s gym. Frank Colombo, no relations to Joe Colombo. Colombo, yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger worked out there. Lou Ferrigno worked out there when they used to do shows. And they had all pictures of them at the gym, at the Olympia gym, which I grew up 2 blocks away.
Okay.
Anthony Aiello worked out there too. I worked out there. Did my first roids there.
It's funny because my place was Mid City Gym over there on 50th over there, Mid City. That was my I like to work out there. It was basically because a lot of wrestlers came in and we would work out there together. We knew what we would do. We spotting each other, doing this, doing that. Now, remember I was going to tell you a story about the Ridgewood Grove. Remember I was going to tell you that story? Okay, this is my cousin Frankie and my Aunt Nancy had it, but my Uncle Frankie had it too, the father. What happened was they used to run shows there and a lot of shows there. So later on, they started going down because a lot of wrestlers WWE guys, Vince didn't want them going there no more. So they would get these Spanish wrestlers to come in and start wrestling over there, and they wasn't making the money. So one day, the place went up in flames. You get what I'm talking about? Of course.
Yeah, sure.
They got to make that money, right?
Jewish lightning, we call
it. Yeah. So what happened was something happened with my Uncle Frankie. He went to Florida, and they got him in Florida. They killed him in Florida. They wound up killing him in Florida, Frankie. Wow. Yeah, the father. Yeah, nobody. I mean, I was young at the time, so I didn't know what from where, but I don't know what happened to my Aunt Nancy, my cousin Frankie. I don't know what happened to them. They disappeared, but they killed. I guess he owed money out or whatever like that. Hey, come on.
Real goes wrong when
you play, you got to pay. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. We're closing out.
That's horrible. Yeah. We got a couple more things to talk about. Joe, once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Appreciate you, bro.
Come back, Joe.
My pleasure.
I said, we'll have you back. We got to touch on a few things. And then when you come back again sometime, we'll talk
I'll
about
tell
a
you
little more.
some other stuff.
You ever
Absolutely.
want
'Cause
to
I like
start
stuff
that
like
YouTube channel?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
You ever want to start a YouTube channel? You got a bunch of sorry. If you ever wanted to start a YouTube channel, you got a bunch of people already lined up that'll subscribe. So you let us know if you're ever going to do that. And like I said, thanks again, Joe. We appreciate you having on. Hope to continue seeing you in the live chat and hanging out with everybody, man. Really, thank you.
Believe me, you'll be hearing me. Believe me.
Thank you, bud. Thank you. So, all right. Have a good one, Joe. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thank you, Joey. Thank you for the
guys
kind words.
It's a pleasure, guys. Pleasure, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
man.
Have a great night.
Yeah, and we're going to keep sharing that link so everybody go to that other interview that he did with Soft White and check it out.
Good.
Thank you, Joe.
I want to say thank you to all the people out there, too. I want to say thank you. You know, support this channel, man. This, to me, like you say, it's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. This is the channel. This is the channel to be. This is the channel where we are.
Oh, that means a lot. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you.
You're very welcome, guys. You guys have a good one, man.
Have a great rest of your week, Joe. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. You have a good one.
That was a good one.
There you go.
Good guest. Good guest.
Good guy. Cool stories. Bouncing and wrestling. Greenpoint. I know he said, wait, hold on. What is this? It's funny. Lee Cole came up a couple of times, right?
Why is he up here?
No. Thank you, Dire Straits. Butterfly Kisses. Cindy Birch. So we do have something coming out this week, which we don't really want to talk about, but I find it pretty interesting. I mean, I'll give you guys a hint. It does have to do with John the Father. It's got something to do with John the Father. It's got a little bit to do with John the Father, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we're going to touch on like what the climate was when John Sr. was around, and a lot of nepotism that was going around, and a lot of stuff that certain kids, if you want to use mob privilege, we could use that. We're getting away with and doing, and it got old. Even in those neighborhoods like Howard Beach, Ozone Park, Woodhaven, Glendale, Ridgewood. You know, there was a lot of stuff that, as we were getting older, a lot of people that didn't used to like each other ended up starting to fuck with each other just because they had enough of what was going on, and we'll talk about that. I mean, it got to the point where at one time, we were gunning for John A-Light at one time.
Interesting.
To me, we were gunning for the wrong person, but whatever.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting. And I think everybody's going to enjoy it. That's going to be coming out this week, ladies and gentlemen.
The Genovese
any questions out there, guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We'll get a couple of questions in. If anybody has any questions, 110 people still hanging out in the chat. If you guys got any more questions, drop some questions. And then we've been on for almost 2 hours. So we'll, people.
Hello, Miss Mo.
We're almost at 2,000. We are almost. Somebody said before, you got to start a couple of fucking beefs, and then you'll be up. Really, yeah, I know, right? I think we got this far since October without any, so I guess that's a good thing, right?
I feel like I got a soft spot with Bernstein. I mean, because he don't answer back, but I don't. If he does, it don't matter. I will start beefs with fucking people who lie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna start a beef because.
If I had that,
the Genovese are the New York Knicks of that's Madison Square Garden. That's where the big dogs play. They're the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. They're the Lakers. They're the marquee. They're the top name on the market.
If I had their money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now, sitting back, having someone put grapes in my mouth. And we know.
What's up, fellas? You hear me or not? What's going on, cuz?
Where's he tonight?
Oh, my God. Christopher Todd. Bonventry was one intimidating-looking guy. Yeah, was he, huh?
It's quiet.
It looks like
quiet.
It.
Tall.
Matt Bernstein is I just like him. I just like him and Sicily.
He is bad. He is. He's a fucking idiot. He's a damn idiot.
Him and Sicily go back
let's
and
not
forth
forget,
every
this
day.
is the same guy who signed off for Gunnar Springsteen.
Oh, Gunnar Allen Lindblom?
Whatever the fuck his name is. I know a lot of people who felt for his Kool-Aid, though.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do, man? Him and Sicily are going back and forth. You just got to sit back and watch that. Is that guy really on the board at the Mob Museum? I don't know. I guess. I have no idea.
Should be in the Wax Museum.
You know what I'm saying? It's just creative creep. Donna, she says, I don't have a question. I just want to say don't ever lose those accents. I have no idea what's being discussed most of the time, but the chatter is worth it. Yeah, she's from overseas.
Oh,
so yeah, so we sound like a couple of morons, but they like it. They like that.
Fucking look at these guys.
Roxy South. Frank, what was the most crazy beating you've ever seen?
A lot.
Thank you, Donna.
I see somebody in a coma. I see somebody got put in a coma and he had a shit out of a diaper for 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Just for not minding his business. He came out of a club. There was 2 people fight. There was 2 cliques fighting. The one clique, it was in Astoria. The one clique got the worst of it, and the other guys got away while they were after them. You know, and I'm gonna say it was my friends. So anyway, one kid comes out, has nothing to do with nothing. Goes, I don't know where you guys are from, but this is I'm from around here. And you guys better leave. They played soccer with his head for about fucking for I don't know, a good fucking 10, 15 minutes.
Jeez.
Fucked them up, dragged them around, kicked them again. Everybody, found out later he had to fucking learn how to talk, walk, all that shit again. So that was probably the worst I've ever seen hands beaten wise. But I've seen a lot.
That's crazy.
I've seen a lot.
Mark Encina says Gunner is a clown. The best thing about Gunner, I think the funniest Gunner troll account was somebody that had an account that was called Gunner Anal Lindblom. Instead of Allen, it was Gunner Anal Lindblom. Somebody used to come in the mob tube street.
Let's get a good nickname for Bernstein. Let's have an award, and we'll.
Well, we can think of one. The funny thing about what Gunner would do in his channel is he would platform these guys for interviews, but every interview would turn into like Gunner interviewing himself. So he would talk the whole fucking time. It would be like 3 minutes the person talking to like 25 minutes to him talking. And the people would say like, bro, you got to chill. You got to let these people talk. Then he would write them back like a whole fucking essay. Like, well, you don't understand how the and he would, yeah, not meant to make content. If anybody was never made to make content, it's Gunner Anal Lindblom.
Yeah.
If Junior would have gotten clipped while John Sr. was in jail, what would have happened? Nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing. I would probably put it on 75% to 25, probably 80 to 20% nothing. Yeah. But second thing is depends who would have did it.
Depends who did it.
If it was a family thing, probably nothing. But if it was a random thing or thing from guys that weren't in, it wasn't sanctioned or something like that, yeah, that would have been a problem for sure. At the end of the day, it was an acting boss, you know what I mean? And they don't see it like that. They probably would have been like, good, somebody killed him, but at the same time, we can't let this slide because one day it's him, the next day it's us. So we got to make an example of whoever did this. You understand how the mob works?
Right.
They might hate that. If there's a made guy and he's acting like an asshole and abusing people from here and there, and all of a sudden, just playing out shitty stuff, and he gets killed, they might be happy he got killed, but at the same time, they gotta avenge his death because that's what it is. It's a family.
Yeah, would have been fucking Salvatale's 18th body or whatever the fuck. Would have turned.
Exactly.
That's what it would have been. Whatever the fuck how many he had, I don't know. Was Donnie Brasco the biggest disgrace to the mob? Oh, as in being able to infiltrate?
No, Donnie Brasco was a cop. I think Joe Messino would probably.
I think he probably mean. Yeah, you're probably right. Joe Messino's worse, but I think the way he means it is probably disgrace as they let him infiltrate. I think probably that's what he means by that.
Oh, to the Bonanno family, who is more of an embarrassment. The boss. You know, a crew is responsible for letting Brasco and not the whole family. But the whole family is responsible for giving them envelopes, going to him, anybody from fucking like underboard, whatever, underboss flip too. But anybody from who was higher up, from Anthony Spiro to the fucking the best Tommy Reynolds, the associate,
right,
for drinking the Kool-Aid, you know. But all you thought that would never happen at one time, being one of these guys that followed the mob, it happened. It happened. Right. What haven't we seen yet? I don't know.
Well, I don't know what we haven't seen as far as that. I think you've seen it all. I think you've seen it all.
Yeah. So would Joe Messino be the Michael Jordan of the Rats?
Is that right?
The Genovese,
no,
the New York Knicks of that's Madison Square Garden. That's where the big dogs play. They're the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. They're the Lakers. They're the marquee. They're the top name on the marquee. So,
if I had their money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now, sitting back, having someone put grapes in my mouth, and we know who that would be.
Grapes? Belgian waffles?
Who would that be? I had blocked memories from trauma. I knew something was there. You didn't know what, made every effort to unblock, and it worked. No, I know why I forgot them. They're horrible. From friend to bro. Yeah, we have a way of blocking things out, right?
Yeah. Oh, crepes. Are they those little Belgian waffles, ain't they?
I don't believe he's saying crepes.
Is he saying grapes?
That would be a weird thing to be
stick in your mouth, right?
Eating somebody.
If you wouldn't have said that, I swear to God, that's how stupid I am. I would have thought he was getting grapes. Crepes.
No, it's grapes.
It's grapes, like
yeah, not crepes.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that? What are you rolling up a crepe?
And he's saying that somebody got hit with a spitball. Grapes.
No, it's grapes. It's grapes. And we know who that'd be.
Dentist cleanings, they're pretty good.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Who is that?
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. That was Chappelle.
Yeah, I had that saved from something from a while ago.
Keeping it real goes wrong. When keeping it real goes wrong.
I played it before when Joe was talking about that guy getting fucking whacked.
Yeah, Joe was a good guest. I like Joe.
Yeah, he was cool. He's a cool guy.
Thank you, Joe. Great. Thank you. We need the subscribe button. How many we got left?
Yeah, we're closing in.
What do you think, Bo? Maybe we'll do a 2000.
Yeah, maybe this week, Bo.
We do a 2000 show if we hit it.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna do 2 more shows this week. We got a premiere of an episode, and then we have another live stream we're gonna do also. Hey, there's Joe right there. Joe says, guys, let's hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Don't make me come to your house and body slam you.
No.
Dominic Kalanja, you know what? He says, eating it the long way. Yeah, that's what you were doing at crepe.
Oh, he eats corn on the cob the long way. Yep.
Do you think the theory about Greg Scarpa getting HIV on purpose could be true? That sounds fucking crazy. I mean, I think it was an accident.
Yep. Yeah, Berman beat Down syndrome years ago. You hear that?
What happened?
I said Berman, he beat Down syndrome years ago.
Berman?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah. You can't beat Down syndrome, bro.
I don't know who you're referring to.
I said he beat Down syndrome.
Oh, okay. You talk about whatever. I don't know. I never heard that it might have been done on purpose. I'm not sure.
Oh my God.
How about an old-fashioned oh my God clip? I can get an oh my God clip. I mean, I have the clip of him licking the Starbucks and I layered over all the oh my gods over it, but just a straight up oh my god clip, I can get one of those.
Well, I got a fucking Jets flag showing. God damn, there you go.
I could get one of those. What do you think?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
There you go. There you go. But I'll get
All
you
right,
straight
here we
up.
go.
John Sidlitsky, thank you so much, buddy. Creative creep. Yeah, Down syndrome is caused by an extra chromosome. Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes people get a half extra. You ever seen like a half extra? You ever seen somebody who doesn't have it, but there's something? It's almost like they got it.
Months.
It's almost like they got a half.
That's if they're born after 10 months. It's like putting bread in an oven. It's overdone.
I've definitely seen some people like that. I'm telling you, they got those halfwit. I guess that's what a halfwit is.
The most lovable people out there. I have a relative
for sure.
Down syndrome.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of them, but
no, me shit
at all, not at all.
He was the always the life of the party. And they can eat. They can't. There's something in their head that tells them to keep eating. They don't give a fuck. And then later at those 7 fish fucking Christmas Eve fucking, they're like this with their stomachs. Love them though.
Godfather Cali says half is a chromatid, which is different. Oh shit! I was just okay. I'll look that up. Chromatid. Thank you, Frank. Did most wise guys wear bulletproof vests? Only 50 Cent. Only 50 Cent.
I've never seen a wise guy wear a bulletproof vest. I'm sure there probably is, especially if they're fucking up. But in that life, you usually get a close up on a guy. You know what I mean, with a small caliber.
I've worked with many children with Downs, angels. You know what else I noticed about Down syndrome is that certain races, you don't see that many of them.
Like which ones?
I don't know. I feel like most of the people I see with Downs are like white, Asian.
Okay.
I don't know how many other like black people I've seen with Down syndrome. Unless
they have them.
I haven't seen as many. I feel like most of them are Asian and white for some reason. But I could be wrong. I could be fudging the stats a little bit.
Yeah. So what do we got?
I think that's it. We're just about an hour. We're able to go for 2 more minutes. You guys got any questions?
Yeah, you guys got any questions?
Get some questions in, and then like I said, we got another one dropping this week, a pre-recorded episode, and then we're gonna hit you with another live stream as well
this week, right? Yeah,
this week. It's all coming this week, ladies and gentlemen.
We're doing a live when? Tomorrow or Wednesday?
Tomorrow's either going to be a live or a pre-record. We'll let you guys know. I deleted because you moved on. You're not wrong, Brad. Mostly white. There you go. There's the evidence I needed. She worked with Down syndrome people. She says mostly white. There you go. I believe what Creative Creep has to say.
Yeah, Mo, that's 100% true. I'll get to that kid. He was one of the most loved ones in our neighborhood. Still is. Yeah, and his brother happens to be in jail on that Vinny Gorgeous thing, but he was one of our favorites. Always stayed at my house and everything. They made him. He was thrilled. He walked around with a fucking bandage in his hand for fucking a week. Loves Sinatra. Hates rats. And he liked wrestling too. Big wrestling. All the bad guys. He didn't like Scarface. He didn't like Tony Montana. He liked the guy who killed Tony Montana.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Some guys used to come to the club sometimes looking for people. And he was always, impressed by big Italian-looking guys. So he used to go over there and go, "Hey, guys, what's going on?" And they were like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And I used to go from the back. I was like, and they used to smile back. And then he used to go over there until I told him, "Come on, Vito, get out of there." And he used to ask him, he wants 4 goons. He wants 4 goons. And they go, 4 goons for what? Because, I need, to walk around and everything like that. I got a little problem. And then they get it right away because he didn't look that way, but he was special needs. He wasn't Down syndrome.
Okay.
And but lovable. I miss him.
Yeah, we'll do, Joe. Definitely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. As we said, this week we're hitting you back with 2 more: a pre-record, a full episode, and another live stream. We appreciate everybody for hanging out. We're closing out with 2 hours. We kept about 130 something people in here at most. Really appreciate you. Every week the channel is growing. We'll look at Dominic Calandra. You know what? One more time. Brett, what's with, you know what? After mentioning my name, is that Jimmy Calandra reference? Never watched this. Yes, it is.
Thank you, everybody.
Sorry, Dominic. I could get another one if you want.
Bro, love you, bro. Brooke, I got you, Joey. Steve B, Dominic, Calandra. Say it again.
You know what?
What's up, Matt? Thank you for coming as always. Shout out to I didn't see Capello tonight, but shout out to Capello. I always I think I might have seen him. I don't know. Dr. Minnie Boombots, Farmer, Corruption. We got the Corruption
Joe
Connect.
Root,
I can't
Matt.
even see with these fucking glasses. God damn it.
Matt, I think Wednesday, Matt. I think tomorrow we're coming out with a pre-record, and Wednesday we'll go live. We'll talk about the definitely. Yeah, we got to put out the pre-record so we have something to talk about a little bit, obviously. Creative Creep says, I like Frank's t-shirt. Every week should be a new face on your t-shirt.
I'll send it to did you send them shirts out? Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm not sending overseas. Now we're pushing that.
My bad.
Sorry, Creative Creep. No, she'll be all right. But something tells me she might not want that shirt that you're wearing. I don't know. Maybe.
How do you know?
Maybe sweating it a little bit first and then send it over.
Yeah.
Sweating it a little bit. No. I'm just fucking with you. Dominic Calandra says, haha. Thank you, Mo. All right, listen. Everybody, have a great night. Matt, pre-record tomorrow, Wednesday, live stream. Hope to see you all there. Butterfly Kisses, thank you. Matt, thank you.
Butterfly Kisses.
I said mug, not face. Sorry, she said mug, not face. A new mug, a mug on the shirt, not a face.
That's what it means, a mug, right? Yeah, no.
And final thank you and good night to the great Roro G. The best. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Nightmare. I just see Nightmare.
Oh, shit. Nightmare. This is the first time you came over here, Nightmare. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, you fucking DV boy? What are you doing? What's going on, DV boy?
Scott H. Thank you. Scott H. gave us a donation. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Frank, you stay right there.
Oh, shit. Mr. Baseball.